Okay, welcome to this short live today about spring equinox. I'm gonna hit live on Instagram as well. We're live, wonderful. So why spring equinox? What does it mean? Why you should care? So this live's gonna be about that. And I'm gonna also share traditions that we do here as expats. If you follow me, you know that I'm originally from Slovakia, so I'm gonna share some traditions from Slovakia, from my home country, which might seem a little bit strange for some of you or even weird. And I'm gonna explain again what does it mean and why we don't follow some traditions here. So spring equinox is happening today, late in the evening. If you're in the US, for Central European time, it's around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. And spring equinox is basically when happens, okay? It happens when the sun reaches 0 degrees of Aries, okay? It's an astronomical date, okay? When it comes to other Sabbats, as Imbolc or Samhain, we know that those are celebrations, okay, that some of them have been celebrated through history, some of them were not. But equinoxes, and we have spring and autumn equinox, as you all well know, I'm sure, and those are astronomical dates, okay? And depending on where you are on the planet, you can really feel the change. It's the beginning of astrological new year, and I've been sharing in the beginning of New Year that I don't celebrate actually New Year on January 1st, because January 1st doesn't have really support in astrology. Really, Aries season and spring equinox is the beginning of astrological new year, which is a wonderful time to look at your intentions. And I know many of you have been like creating your vision boards and dream boards. You can actually go back to your vision board and ruminate on those goals. And I do that really often because within those 3 months, like January, February, March, we're almost at the end of March, those goals will definitely change, and intentions. So what I would suggest, if you create your own dream board or vision board, I would suggest to go back and really think about all those goals, if they still align with what you want to do this year, okay? It can be, you know, maybe you want to change a job, maybe you want to create something, and the winter time wasn't really the best time to do that, which is completely okay, because as I say, the season before Aries season is Pisces season, okay? Pisces season is really about dreaming, intuition. So we are today, last day of the Pisces season until spring equinox happens this evening or early in the morning. So you really had that time during the Pisces season to dive deep into your intuition. Some of you maybe have dream journals, so you put down some notes about the dreams you had. Dreams are really important. And you can really work with all those intuitive hits, I would say, now during the spring equinox. And again, it's not like one day and you have to do it everything one day and that's it. No, it's a season. So you have like the whole month to think about your goals, because again, astrological new year is only starting today or tomorrow, depending on where you live. So you can really plant your seeds. Okay. About traditions. So sometimes you hear, if you're in Instagram or if you're on social media, sometimes you hear or see refer to spring equinox as Ostara. Ostara is basically, it comes from the name of Elstre, which was a goddess, Germanic goddess, and I'm going to share again my ancestry, which is German. So in my rituals and celebrations, I really incorporate Germanic traditions. And also there are Slovak traditions, and I sprinkle also some French traditions because we live here in France. And it's a wonderful melange, I would say, of traditions and rituals. But again, you do you, whatever feels comfortable for you. And again, you don't have to do that one day, okay? And maybe you noticed, if you're not really practicing Wicca, or if you're not calling yourself a witch, maybe you noticed that the symbols and even food is very similar to Christian traditions. And with many pagan festivals and many pagan symbols, they were adopted by Christianity because for a very simple reason, because it would be very difficult for the church to completely change everything and start again anew. So they really adopted, people knew all those celebration traditions, symbols, so Christianity adopted those symbols. As a historian, I love this topic. It's really similar to Christmas, okay, or Yule, if you prefer that word. And you can go on the blog, and I'm going to post a link under this video. You can learn a little bit more about how Christianity adopted these traditions. Of course, it wasn't peaceful most of the time. We know that from history, right? But really, it was more easier for them to adopt all those symbols. So what are the symbols? I'm sure you know that those symbols are eggs, bunnies, and from that you know a little bit what spring equinox is about. Spring equinox is about fertility, okay? For our ancestors, it was really, really important that all those seeds they planted, literally seeds, sprout, take roots, and so on, so they will have abundant year. For us today, where we all go to supermarket to buy our food, it's really difficult to understand the crucial importance of spring equinox. And there are many monuments around the world that celebrate spring equinox, that are aligned with spring, with the sun on the spring equinox. And I'm sure you know about Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, Easter Islands. Okay, there are many around the world. So spring equinox was really celebrated around the world as a festival of fertility and abundance. And again, it wasn't only about fertility in the reproductive sense, but it was about, again, having abundant year. And so all those seeds they planted, they will sprout and they will have abundant harvest then on the during the autumn equinox. Okay, so you have an idea why spring equinox is so important, and I'm going to share some of the traditions, and you can get inspired how you can celebrate spring equinox. And again, it really is very similar to Eastern. And again, the word Eastern, Ostara, comes from the name of the goddess Eostre. So, again, eggs, bunnies, flowers, of course, because flowers are starting to appear. So you can decorate your home with all these symbols. Okay, that's what we also do. If you have kids, this is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to involve them into explain them how Christianity adopted spring symbols of spring equinox. With spring equinox, it's really, really easy to understand. You can paint eggs. In my home country, Slovakia, we have like whole industry really, or traditions like with beautifully decorated eggs. I'm not so like, I cannot do that. It's really, really difficult to do, but there are so many wonderful women who can decorate eggs beautifully. And then again, egg is a fertility symbol. Here in Provence, there is a chapel which is in Gréoux-les-Bains, and it's called Notre-Dame des Œufs, which really means Our Lady Virgin of Eggs. Okay, and there is a tradition that girls or women that want to become pregnant, they should climb up the hill to this chapel with an egg, like real egg, in their hand. Put it on the altar there, and again go to the blog. There are some images, so you can really look into it and read about it. I don't know if it works. Then again, I did it 15 years ago. I have 4 kids, but then there was a friend who couldn't get pregnant. So yeah. You can try that if you are in Provence, if you're watching this from Provence, but maybe there is some chapel close to you. So it's a wonderful opportunity to be mindful about what this celebration is about, because I know in the hustle of everyday life, it's so difficult to find time for daily practice. And I'm guilty of it as well. I don't always have time to do that practice like every single day, but these celebrations are wonderful exactly for that. Okay, so decorating eggs. There are, of course, bunnies. We find very often chocolate bunnies everywhere. And again, bunnies, why are they symbol of Ostara or spring equinox? Because if you know a little bit about animals, you know that bunnies reproduce really, really quick. So again, this is again about fertility. But if you are not really like trying to have children, or if you don't resonate with this reproductive aspect of spring equinox, you can take this time as starting to implement really your goals into your daily life. Okay, so this is a wonderful time to do that. I would like to also share some of the celebration from my home country. As I said, my rituals are a combination of my German ancestry, because from my father's side, We have German ancestors, so we incorporate, of course, looking for eggs on Easter Monday. Again, really, we celebrate basically the whole month. So from spring equinox until Easter, we very often have food with eggs. There are so many wonderful dishes which you can make. And again, go to the blog. I will post a link under this. And then again, there are everything green that you can put on your table, okay? There is garlic, garlic is just growing in my garden, the spring leaves. Dandelion greens are wonderful to put into salad. Forage greens as well. There are so many greens you can forage for, and that's for some other time, but I'm definitely excited about sharing more about that. And pesto with from all those foraged greens is a wonderful way again to celebrate this this festival. When it comes to my home country, Slovakia, we have some traditions which I am not very fond of. And if you are from Slovakia and you're watching this, you know that there is a tradition in Slovakia that on Easter Monday, women are, and I don't like to say or use the word beaten, but we like men create from willow branches a stick basically, and they beat women with it to ensure they will be healthy all year long. We don't practice, even if I have a boy and my husband, we don't practice this tradition because I just don't resonate with it. There's a really huge aspect of patriarchy in that tradition, so we don't do that because we just don't resonate with it. And some might say, oh, it doesn't hurt and so on. We also, like, men splash women with water on Easter Monday again to ensure they stay healthy. You can incorporate these traditions just symbolically, okay? So creating stick from willow branches is a wonderful way how to, again, be mindful about this celebration. But beating a woman with it's really, it's just, I don't think it has a place in today's world, okay? Splashing with water, or we like different men use different things or liquids to splash women, and again, it's up to you if you want to continue this tradition, but I just feel it doesn't have really place in today's world because it incorporates that patriarchal aspect of the celebration, which I'm not resonating with at all. So again, it's up to you. There are, of course, other celebrations or other traditions which you can incorporate. Again, dyeing eggs, and there are wonderful ways how to dye eggs with natural coloring, with things you can find on the farmer's market as beets or cabbage. There are wonderful, again, go on YouTube and Google it, because those are wonderful, non-toxic ways how you can dye your eggs and, help kids understand the importance of this celebration. What else? Go to the blog and you can read about the history of Eastern and how Christianity adopted these symbols. And it's the same for Yule or Christmas. All like these two celebrations are really similar when it comes to Christianity adopting those symbols. So definitely go there and check it. And I also have some recipes there, especially for spring equinox or ostara, as we say. We don't incorporate really French traditions. French culture is little bit they don't really celebrate Easter in a way as Germans would do. We lived 3 years in Germany, and that's really very close to my origin, Slovak origin. So we incorporate those. But in France, for example, they on Easter Monday, the bells are coming from the churches and bring eggs. So they celebrate, again, like egg hunts, which is very similar to other traditions. So it's up to you what you would like to incorporate. But the most important thing is really be mindful about how important this celebration was for our ancestors. And I know it can be really difficult in modern society where we are 9 to 5 at our jobs. We don't have any connection with nature. But really be mindful about that. If you see chocolate bunnies in shops, you know now that what bunnies that stands for, or X. Again, if you see that, then you know what they represent. Okay, so that was all for today. That was really short live. I'm gonna be back talking about the eclipse season, which is starting with the full moon eclipse, which is gonna be in a few days. It's March 25th. Eclipse season can be really difficult for many people. That's why I would like to offer you tools how to work with eclipse season, because eclipse season can be really the time where shadows surface. And if you've watched the dark moon webinar, you know what I'm talking about, how to work, how to do shadow work. So I'm going to be back and I'm going to be talking about the eclipse season, offering you tools which you can use during this, for many people, very difficult times. Okay, thanks for being here today, and I'm going to see you again next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.